For 27 years, people around North Pond believed a ghost was entering their cabins. Food disappeared. Batteries disappeared. Sleeping bags, propane tanks, books, and winter clothes vanished without a trace. But the thief was not a ghost. He was a man who walked into the Maine woods in 1986 and almost never came back. His name was Christopher Thomas Knight. And by the time police caught him, he had spent nearly 3 decades avoiding human voices. But the real mystery is not how he survived. It is why he left. In 1986, Christopher Knight was 20 years old. He was not a wanted man. He was not running from police. And there was no dramatic goodbye. He drove into rural Maine, parked his car on a remote trail, left the keys behind, and stepped into the trees. Later, he said he had no real plan. No manifesto, no politics, no clear explanation. He simply wanted to avoid people. And that choice became a 27-year disappearance. The strangest part is where he hid. Knight was not deep in untouched wilderness. He was in the Belgrade Lakes region of Maine, near North Pond. Cabins were nearby. Dirt roads were nearby. Families spent summers close to him without knowing he was there. His camp sat inside a small pocket of forest, hidden by trees, uneven ground, and large boulders. It was not far away. It was invisible. That is what made the story so disturbing. He had vanished without really leaving. To stay hidden, Knight built rules around every part of his life. He moved mostly at night. He avoided footprints in snow. He tried not to leave patterns people could understand. Most importantly, he did not light fires. In a Maine winter, that sounds almost impossible. But smoke could betray him. So he chose cold over detection. He lived in a tent, layered himself in stolen clothes, and waited out seasons that could have killed him. Survival was not one heroic skill. It was discipline repeated every day. But discipline did not make him self-sufficient. Knight did not farm. He did not hunt. He survived by stealing from cabins, camps, and nearby properties. Usually food. Sometimes propane. Sometimes batteries, clothing, tools, or books. Authorities later estimated more than 1,000 break-ins over 27 years. That is where the story becomes uncomfortable. To some people, he was a harmless hermit. To his victims, he was the reason their homes no longer felt safe. For years, the people around North Pond could not explain him. Locks changed. Food still vanished. Alarms appeared. The break-ins continued. In 2002, a camera captured an image, but not a name. Then, in 2013, Sergeant Terry Hughes set a trap at Pine Tree Camp. A hidden motion detector waited in the dark. At about 1:30 in the morning, the alarm sounded. Night had returned for supplies. This time, the forest did not protect him. After his arrest, Knight did not sound like a normal suspect. At first, he barely spoke. When words came, they came slowly. The connection between his mind and his mouth seemed weakened by disuse. Later, he described his verbal skills as rusty and slow. He claimed that for decades he had spoken only one word to another person. Sometime in the 1990s, he passed a hiker. He said, "Hi." Then he returned to silence. We cannot prove he forgot human voices, but he had trained himself to live without them. Christopher Knight pleaded guilty to burglary and theft. Some people wanted mercy. Others wanted punishment. Both sides had a point. He was not violent, but he made people feel unsafe in their own homes. He was not a survival hero, but he survived something almost no modern person could imagine. A man walked away from the world and built a life inside its blind spot. Was he free? Or was the forest just another kind of prison?